There's something that quietly begins to happen after we turn 60. Not all at once, but little by little, we start to feel our legs grow tired more easily. One morning, the knees ache. One afternoon at the market, our feet feel heavy after just a short walk. And so we tell ourselves, that's just old age. But the truth is, it's not just age. Strength doesn't simply vanish with the passing of time. It's taken away, bit by bit, by the foods we eat, the habits we keep, and sometimes, by the very things we thought were helping us stay healthy. In today's video, I want to take you deeper into the everyday meals. The hidden ingredients. The seemingly harmless choices that could be silently weakening your legs, your joints, and your ability to move freely. Yes, we'll talk about sugar. About fried foods and processed snacks. But there's something else. Something most people don't expect. There are two substances, common, trusted, even praised as essential for health, that many older adults take every single morning. But when taken the wrong way, or in the wrong dose, they can backfire, causing joint pain, stiffness, and even increasing the risk of falls. I won't name them just yet. But in part 2, I'll reveal exactly what they are, how they affect your body, and what science says about their long-term risks. If you or someone you love is over 60, this is a message worth hearing. So if you find this topic important, please tap like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the full story that could help you or your loved ones stay strong, stable, and independent for years to come. Because your legs, they're not just for walking. They're your foundation. For freedom, dignity, and the life you deserve at every age. Now, let's begin with part 1. The everyday foods that slowly weaken your legs. The foods we choose don't just nourish our bodies, they shape our mobility, our balance, and even our independence as we age. Let's start with the first culprit. 1. Sugary treats and desserts. It starts with a sweet tooth. A piece of cake after lunch. A few cookies with tea. A scoop of ice cream before bed. They seem innocent enough, right? But over time, frequent sugar intake can lead to chronic inflammation throughout the body, especially in the joints and soft tissues. A 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients found that high sugar consumption is directly linked to increased markers of inflammation, which can worsen conditions like arthritis and joint pain. And when the joints in your knees or ankles become inflamed, even just slightly, you'll notice it. A slow, dull ache. A slight hesitation before standing. That small shift is the beginning of imbalance. Sugar also contributes to weight gain, which puts even more pressure on your lower body. Your legs were never meant to carry extra burdens day in and day out. Over time, this creates a cycle. Pain leads to less movement, and less movement leads to weaker muscles. 2. Deep-fried foods. Golden, crispy, flavorful, and dangerous. French fries, fried chicken, tempura, fried snacks from the market, they all have one thing in common: trans fats. Trans fats are known to stiffen blood vessels, raise bad cholesterol, and contribute to systemic inflammation. But what many people don't realize is how much they affect circulation in the legs. Poor circulation means your muscles don't get enough oxygen and nutrients. Without good blood flow, even a simple walk to the kitchen can feel exhausting. According to the American Heart Association, trans fats can also reduce the elasticity of arteries, making it harder for your body to maintain steady blood pressure when you stand or walk. That's when lightheadedness or leg fatigue kicks in. 3. White bread and refined carbs. Soft, fluffy, easy to chew, white bread has been a staple for many households for decades. But nutritionally, it's a shadow of what bread was meant to be. Refined carbohydrates, like white bread, white rice, and many breakfast cereals, are stripped of fiber and nutrients. They break down quickly into sugar, causing spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels. But the real issue lies deeper. These blood sugar spikes trigger the release of insulin, which in high amounts encourages fat storage around the belly, liver, and yes, even inside muscles. And when fat begins to accumulate in muscle tissue, especially in the legs, it directly weakens your ability to maintain strength and balance. It's called sarcopenic obesity, a condition where fat replaces muscle mass as we age, leading to slower walking speed, reduced endurance, and higher risk of falls. 4. Alcohol. A glass of wine, a cold beer, a little something to take the edge off. While occasional, moderate alcohol use might not seem harmful, excessive or frequent drinking can be a silent threat to your legs, especially if you're over 60. Alcohol interferes with nutrient absorption, particularly B vitamins, which are essential for nerve function and muscle coordination. Deficiencies in B1, thiamine, B6, and B12 have been linked to neuropathy, a condition that causes tingling, numbness, and weakness in the legs. The CDC also warns that long-term alcohol use can contribute to balance problems, unsteady gait, and even nerve damage in the lower extremities. So if you've been feeling a bit off balance lately, it might not be just aging. It could be what's in your glass. 5. Processed meats and instant foods. Bacon. Sausages. Hot dogs. Deli ham. Instant noodles. Quick. Convenient. Familiar. But extremely inflammatory. Processed meats often contain high levels of sodium, nitrates, and preservatives that increase water retention and blood pressure. Swelling in the lower legs, especially the ankles, is a common side effect, and swollen joints are far more prone to pain and injury. A 2017 study published in the British Medical Journal found that high consumption of processed meats was significantly associated with decreased physical function in older adults, particularly in walking speed and leg strength. Now, you don't have to cut out everything overnight. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. When you begin to recognize the patterns, the small daily choices, you give yourself the power to change them. Start small. Replace sugary desserts with fruit. Switch from white bread to whole grain. Enjoy grilled foods instead of fried. Choose home-cooked meals with fresh ingredients whenever you can. And remember, sometimes the biggest difference doesn't come from adding more, but from gently removing what no longer serves you. In the next part of this video, we'll uncover the two most overlooked substances, often praised, often overused, that can slowly harm your legs if taken the wrong way. They're not in the candy aisle or the junk food shelf. They're in your supplement drawer. And they could be doing more harm than good, especially if you're over 60. So stay tuned. And if you found this helpful, please tap the like button, share this with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel, because every step you take toward better health matters. And your legs, they deserve the best support you can give them. Part 2, when more becomes harmful, the hidden danger of overusing vitamins. In Part 1, we talked about food, the obvious things on our plates. But now, we turn to something more subtle, more surprising, and in many cases, more dangerous. Because unlike processed meats or sugary desserts, this next category of threat often wears a disguise. It arrives in shiny bottles with words like immune boost, bone strength, or heart health. It comes recommended by neighbors, displayed at the front of pharmacies, and sometimes even prescribed without much explanation. I'm talking about vitamins. More specifically, about taking too much of certain vitamins without knowing the risks. It may sound counterintuitive. After all, vitamins are supposed to help us, right? But when it comes to your body, especially your bones, joints, and muscles, more is not always better. Let's begin with the first one. 1. Vitamin A, the bone weakener in disguise. Yes, you heard that right. Vitamin A, the same nutrient we associate with healthy vision and strong immunity, can actually weaken your bones when taken in excess. Here's how. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it's stored in your liver and doesn't get flushed out easily. Over time, if you consume more than your body needs, through supplements, fortified foods, or high-dose multivitamins, it builds up. What happens next? Scientific studies, including a major one published in the New England Journal of Medicine, have shown that high levels of vitamin A are linked to reduced bone density and increased risk of hip fractures, especially in older adults. Think about that for a moment. A vitamin that many believe is helping them stay youthful may be silently thinning their bones. You may not feel it today, but one slip, one awkward twist, one unexpected step could be all it takes for a fragile hip to give way. And once mobility is lost, independence often follows. 2. Vitamin D, the sunshine nutrient that can turn against you. Now let's talk about another crowd favorite, vitamin D. It's often promoted for its role in calcium absorption and bone strength. And yes, when used appropriately, vitamin D can be incredibly helpful, especially for those with confirmed deficiencies. But here's the problem. Many older adults take high-dose vitamin D supplements daily, without testing, without supervision, and often without realizing the risks. Vitamin D is also fat-soluble. It stays in the body longer than water-soluble vitamins. And when it builds up beyond healthy limits, it raises calcium levels in the blood, a condition called hypercalcemia. This sounds harmless until you realize what excess calcium does inside the body. It begins to deposit into soft tissues, including muscles, blood vessels, and joints. You may notice stiffness, aching, fatigue, or strange, dull pain that seems to have no clear cause. Over time, this can harden the very tissues that need to stay flexible for movement. Your joints may feel like rusted hinges. Your legs, like they're carrying hidden weights. And just like with vitamin A, the damage isn't immediate. It's slow, silent, and cumulative. Here's the truth that many health experts are now emphasizing. Just because something is labeled natural, essential, or for bone health doesn't mean it's safe to use endlessly. Context matters. Dosage matters. Your unique body and medical history matter. For example, older adults with kidney problems may not process vitamin D efficiently, leading to a higher risk of calcium buildup. Others may already be getting enough vitamin A from food sources like liver, dairy, or fortified cereals, making supplementation unnecessary and even dangerous. The National Institutes of Health, NIH, now recommends that vitamin supplements, especially fat-soluble ones, should only be taken under medical guidance. Not because they're bad, but because your body deserves precision, not guesswork. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. If you've been feeling more stiffness lately, if your balance feels off, or your joints seem tighter than before, it might not just be aging. It might be something you thought was helping you. That's a hard realization, but also an empowering one. Because the moment you see the trap is the moment you can step out of it. What you can do today. 1. Review your supplements. Go to your medicine cabinet. Look at the labels. Are you taking vitamin A or D daily? If so, how much? 2. Talk to your doctor. Request a simple blood test to measure your vitamin levels, especially D. It's quick, inexpensive, and could protect you from long-term harm. 3. Focus on food first. Most people can get enough vitamin A and D from a balanced diet and moderate sunlight. Supplements should be exactly that, supplements, not substitutes for proper care. In the next part of this series, we'll explore what it truly means to eat smart for your legs. Not just avoiding the bad, but embracing the foods that actively nourish muscle, improve circulation, and restore balance. Because getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. Not when you know how to feed your foundation. So if this content has opened your eyes, or made you pause and reconsider, please like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. Because this isn't just about vitamins. It's about protecting your freedom, one careful choice at a time. Part 3. How to eat smart, nourishing your legs from the inside out. So far, we've seen what to avoid, the sneaky foods and the well-meaning vitamins that can slowly wear down your strength. But the real power lies not just in removing the bad. It lies in knowing what to add. Because your body, even now, is not broken. It's still listening. Still responding. Still rebuilding, if you give it the right tools. So in part 3, let's explore how to eat not just to survive, but to support the very foundation of your movement. Your legs. 1. Choose fresh. Choose simple. Let's start with the golden rule. Fresh, whole, and as close to nature as possible. That means vegetables with dirt still clinging to their roots. Fruits that ripened in the sun, not a warehouse. Foods with only one ingredient on the label, because they don't come with a label at all. Minimize processed and packaged foods. The more a food is altered, the more nutrients it tends to lose, and the more additives it tends to gain. This doesn't mean you have to become a chef. But it does mean asking simple questions when you shop or cook. Did this grow in a field or was it made in a factory? Do I recognize every ingredient? Would my grandmother have eaten this? Your legs, and your entire body, will thank you for every fresh, whole bite. 2. Green is gold. Don't underestimate vegetables. Dark leafy greens are one of the best gifts you can give your legs. Spinach, kale, mustard greens, collard greens, and bok choy are rich in magnesium, calcium, potassium, and vitamin K, all crucial for muscle function and bone health. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate more leafy greens had slower age-related decline in walking speed and mobility compared to those who didn't. Aim for a serving or two every day, steamed, sautéed, in soups, or blended into smoothies. And remember, the darker the green, the deeper the nourishment. 3. Feed your muscles with healthy fats and plant proteins. Muscles don't just need movement. They need fuel. And one of the best sources of that fuel? Healthy fats and plant-based proteins. Nuts and seeds, like almonds, chia, flax, walnuts, these are rich in omega-3s, which reduce inflammation and support joint health. Fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, mackerel, these not only strengthen heart function but also improve circulation, ensuring blood reaches the legs efficiently. Beans, lentils, and tofu, high in protein, low in fat, and easy to digest, especially helpful for aging digestive systems. Try to build your meals around these powerhouses. Not only will they strengthen your muscles, they'll also help you maintain a steady weight, which reduces pressure on your joints. 4. Hydrate gently, but consistently. It may sound simple, but water is one of the most overlooked nutrients in the elderly population. When we're dehydrated, even mildly, muscle cramps become more frequent. Joints feel stiffer. Circulation slows. And we feel more fatigued. Aim for small, regular sips throughout the day. If you find water plain, try infusing it with slices of cucumber, mint, or lemon. Avoid sugary drinks, excessive caffeine, and too much alcohol, all of which dehydrate rather than hydrate. Your legs are like engines. And water? That's the oil. 5. Respect salt and sugar, quiet saboteurs. We're not here to demonize taste. But both salt and sugar, when overused, can turn into quiet saboteurs. Excess salt can lead to fluid retention and swelling in the legs, ankles, and feet. It also raises blood pressure, which affects circulation. Sugar, as we saw earlier, triggers inflammation and weakens muscles over time. So here's a gentle suggestion. Don't eliminate them. But treat them like spices, used sparingly, mindfully, and never as the main event. Let real flavor come from herbs, garlic, ginger, citrus, and slow cooking. 6. Don't self-medicate, ask first. This is perhaps the most important step. Talk to your doctor before taking any supplement. Everybody is different. What works for one person can harm another. You deserve more than guesswork. You deserve clarity. A simple blood test can reveal what you're truly lacking and what you already have enough of. Don't just take vitamins just in case. Take them with purpose, based on real needs. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Final thoughts: food is support, not struggle. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. To pause. To pay attention. To make small shifts, one meal, one glass of water, one fresh ingredient at a time. Because every good thing you put into your body is a message. A message that says, I still care. A message your legs will understand. If you found this helpful, please like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to stay on this journey with us. Because your legs, they've carried you through so much. Now it's time to carry them, with care, with wisdom, and with pride. Your legs are more than just limbs. They are your foundation, your freedom, your quiet companions through every season of life. When they weaken, it's not just about slower steps, it's about what those steps represent: independence, dignity, connection. But you are not powerless. With each choice, what you eat, what you avoid, how you care, you send a message to your body that it's never too late to protect what matters. Let food be your ally. Let awareness be your guide. And let this chapter of life be one of strength, not just in the muscles, but in the mind and the will. Because growing older isn't about decline. It's about choosing, every day, to walk forward, steadily, wisely, and with heart.